Hi guys, we're in Unit 11, Day 1 Notes, our last unit of the semester. Today we're going to be identifying patterns and then a little bit of introduction into sequences. So it says, in words, describe the pattern that you see. Give the next two in this pattern. So this first one, I have these circles. There's a line dividing this first one. Let's look at this kind of in sections. So I have a yellow piece and a green piece. And the next one I have some more lines. This one I have a yellow piece, I have a green piece, but now I have a third piece, that blue piece. If I look at my next one, I have four different pieces, a yellow piece, a green piece, a blue, and then this purple. So I went from 2 pieces to 3 pieces to 4 pieces, so it looks like my pattern is kind of breaking it up into those different pieces. Try your best to get a circle here. I want 2 circles because I need the next 2. My next one is going to have 5 pieces, so do your very best to split that into 5 different sections. So that's my next one, and then my next piece or my next circle would have 6 pieces. So again, do your very best to split that into 6 even sections. So again, if you need to write like 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, that would be the amount of pieces that we had. Okay, this next one, not really shapes, so just going with numbers. I go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. I notice that each number is increasing by 4 to get to that next one. So I'm kind of just making little notes as I go so I can remember the pattern. I have plus 4 each time. So from 24, I would jump to 28. Then 4 more, I jump to 32. There's my next 2. This third one is 6, 11, 21, 41, 81, and 162. Okay, so I kind of noticed at first, like, okay, maybe it's being added by 5. But then I'm like, but this one is being added by 10. I'm kind of just, making some notes. And then this one is being added by 20. And then this one is 40. And then this one is 80. So it's kind of like these are increasing, doubling each time. So maybe this next one would be going up by 160, and after that would be 320. That's fine. You can notice that pattern. So if I do 161 and I want to go 160 more, that would leave me at, what would that be, 321. And then if I want to go 320 more, that would leave me at 641. And there's my next 2. That's fine. You can kind of take it piece by piece to look at that pattern. This next one we have the arrow. So this first one, my arrow is pointing to the right, then it's pointing down, then it's to the left. So my next one seems like my arrow is going to be pointing, and try your best to get that shape. I know it's hard. But then my next one seems to be like it'd be pointing up, and then that pattern would repeat, right? Then it would point to the right side again, and there's my next 2. So it kind of helped me to put those little dots going there. Okay, now we have those boxes. So I started with 1 box, then 4 boxes, and then I have 9 boxes. So, okay. I kind of noticed that if it helps you, you can kind of color code it. They always have this like yellow box in the middle. Then this next one gets the green boxes around the side. And this last one has those blue boxes. So like, I don't know, maybe that helps you notice this pattern. So I know my next one is going to have, let's see the best way to draw this. I know it's going to have the yellow box, and then here's my green boxes. Then I know it's even going to have the blue boxes, right? But then, and if it helps, let me color code it. And of course mine isn't as great as the perfect squares up top, but this is good. So yeah, that's the same, but now I want to expand it, right? 1 in each direction. And let's make these purple. So kind of see how I added those purple ones? That would be the next one. And I know it's hard, but it's getting kind of big. I have yellow, green, blue, purple, and then my new one, and then green, blue, purple, and then my new one. And then it's, if it even helps you, go one less on each row going up. And this one's getting pretty big. But that helps me if I color code it. I don't know if that helps you. I have the yellow in the middle, then my greens, right, because that's what I started with. And then I have my blues because that was that next one. And then we just made the ones with the purples, so I can even put my purples in there. And then the clear ones on the outside are all my new ones. So maybe that kind of helps you see the colors, or see the pattern with the colors. Okay, back to numbers. -2, -5, -3, -8, -11. I'm getting smaller, right? I'm going more negative. I notice that I'm going down by 3, then I'm going down by 3 more, then I'm going down 3 more. So if I go down 3 more from -11, I'm down at -14, and 3 more down from there is -17. Okay. Now, getting back to all of our number stuff, it says write the first 6 terms of the following sequences. In order to do this, we have these couple rules, these couple steps. I think these will help you if you ever get stuck on your homework. Here we go. Plug in 1 for the variable and do the operation. Then plug in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and write all of those in the blank. Don't really worry about this a sub n thing. It's just notation. It's our fancy math notation. Don't worry about that. So let me show you what I mean. So in this first blank, I'm going to plug in n is equal to 1. So when I do that, I'm going to do my work down below. I'm going to do n, which is 1, and then do plus 2. Whatever I get, I put my answer in this blank. So 1 plus 2 gives me 3. Then you just keep going down the line. I'm going to do n equals 2. So I'm going to have 2 plus 2. Whatever I get equals 4. If you're really confused, all I'm doing, I'm highlighting yellow. I'm plugging it into that equation. My next one is n equals 3. So I have 3 plus 2. That gives me 5. There's my next term. N equals 4. I would have 4 plus 2. That gives me 6. There's my next term. N equals 5. 5 plus 2. That gives me 7. Then my last term that it wants, n equals 6. I get 6 plus 2. That gives me 8. So this sequence is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's increasing by 1 each time. Okay, let's keep doing this. Okay, here's what I'm plugging. I'm highlighting yellow. Here's what I'm plugging into. That first one is n equals 1. So I have 3 times 1. That gives me 3. N equals 2. 3 times 2. 6. N equals 3. That would be 3 times 3. 9. N equals 4. 3 times 4. 12. N equals 5. 3 times 5, that's 15. N equals 6, that's 3 times 6, that one is 18. So here's my pattern, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. It's that same thing. The next one, yellow, there it is, that's what I'm plugging into. I'm going to do n equals 1, so be careful, 1 squared plus 1. 1 squared is equal to 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2. I'm going to plug in 2. 2 squared plus 1. 2 squared is 4, so 4 plus 1 is 5. Then n equals 3. 3 squared plus 1, and it ends up being 9 plus 1, that gives me 10. And I have n equals 4, so I have 4 squared plus 1, that would be 16 plus 1, that gives me 17. N equals 5. 5 squared plus 1. That'd be 25 plus 1. Gives me 26. N equals 6. That'd be 6 squared plus 1. That'd be 36 plus 1. That gives me my answer, of 37. Okay, so my pattern is 2, 5, 10, 17, 26, 37. Okay, last one. Here's what I'm plugging into. N equals 1. So I have 2 minus 1. That gives me 1. That's what I put for my answer. When n is equal to 2, I have 2 minus 2. That's just 0. N equals 3. Let's go back to green. N equals 3. 2 minus 3, well, that's negative 1. Then I have n equals 4. So 2 minus 4, now that's a negative 2. You can always type those in your calculator. N equals 5. 2 minus 5, that's a negative 3. And lastly, n equals 6. That's 2 minus 6. You could type that in your calculator. You would get negative 4. So my pattern is 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. That one's going downward. If I went too fast or you needed to take a break to type that in your calculator, go ahead and pause the video or rewind the video so you can watch it again.